All right, good morning, Globe students. Mr. Bauman here. Today is Monday, March 16th, 2020. And today I'm recording a message for you. I've decided to bring along my good friend, Mrs. Marile Colon Robles. And
hello, everybody.
There we go. And if you don't know her, you should. And Marile works at NASA Langley in Virginia, and she is all about clouds. That's what she loves. She has her head in the clouds. She's getting science done. And I am home right now from Groseal, Michigan. And I started thinking, Marile, the other day that my Globe students, after doing all this IVSS work that they've been doing, 9 projects. Did you hear that? They did
That's
9
awesome,
projects.
Guys. Good
They did
job.
9 projects. And I was thinking, if I didn't give them something to do, they're going to get kind of lazy. And we can't have that.
I bet they're not even lazy. They just want to make more observations. So we need to give them a why to do these observations.
I agree. And I want to keep it very simple. I want to keep it very safe for them because right now we've got some crazy times going on in the world right now. And, you know, we all know what's going on. And, but, you know, the biggest thing is safety first, as always, with science. And I was thinking maybe, just maybe, they could put those handheld devices of theirs to work.
I think so.
You think, is there an app or anything like they could use on, let's say, a cell phone? Yeah.
How about the Globe Observer app? Right? We're so smart.
Like you're reading my mind here. It's crazy. So brainstorm here. What if our students were to go outside and take measurements, cloud measurements, using the Globe Observer app while they're home?
That would be fantastic. And I'll tell you why. Because right now we're analyzing the clouds data. And what we've found out is that the more data that we get, the better the statistics, and the better we can tell if the satellite is observing a cloud type only a few times instead of more times based on your observations. So if you guys can go outside and make those observations of clouds, especially if there's any thin cirrus clouds outside, submit those as often as you can. So we're suggesting maybe every 30 minutes. If you can, just go outside. Now, this is not going outside into a crowd, right, Mr. Bauman?
Nope. Maybe your front yard or backyard would probably be a good setting for this. Clear of trees and the house, you know, wherever you can get. I believe that the angle is 14 degrees, right? Where you have to be clear of major obstacles like trees and buildings and things like that.
Yes. And then just make your observations, right? You guys have used the app. The app walks you through how to do them. If you can do cloud types, that would be really cool. Because right now we have some NASA researchers that just submitted a research proposal to get funded to use your cloud type information for weather prediction. So the more data I have to give them from you guys, the better. So if you can do cloud type and opacity as well. I know opacity, right? The color of the cloud is kind of tricky, but the more you can do, the better. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be submitted.
That's awesome. And you know, that right there in itself, even on a day where we're staying home trying to figure out, you know, what do we do? What's going on? You can just step out in your front yard and take these measurements. You're helping NASA, you're helping people that are doing research on NASA's behalf. And if that's not cool, seriously, I quit. Because that right there is meaningful education. Because, you know, I think the coolest thing about the Globe Observer app is you're going outside, you're making these measurements, you're focusing on accuracy, and there's that big judgment piece that comes along with it when you're trying to, you know, figure out if it's a high, medium, or low level cloud, and then looking at the shape of the cloud as well. So you've got all these different criteria you have to figure out, and it's a bit challenging, but you know, I think it's definitely doable, you know.
I think so too. And if we see a lot of interest in you guys submitting observations and everything, we might do something more with you guys. I don't know, maybe bring some other NASA researchers, but it's up to you guys and see how many observations you submit.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what? Our Globe students at Shumate Middle School, they are amazing. One word right there. And working with them has been, you know, really fantastic. And like I said, the IBSS run we just had was very successful. And, you know, I'd like to keep them going. And, you know, we love working with awesome individuals, you know, like you, Marile. And I love it when you come along and you challenge them to be awesome and do great things, you know. So I got an idea.
Okay.
And we said the number 30 minutes. So in between measurements, give it about 30 minutes. I think we should try and aim for maybe anywhere from 5 to 10 measurements a day if we can, no more than 10. And on our Google Classroom, I think what I'll do is I'll put a little chart up where students can go in and they can add the number of measurements that they've done every day to the spreadsheet. Does that sound cool?
That sounds really cool.
Yep, that when you put your number in, students, that will kind of give us an idea of how many measurements are being taken daily, so we know to look for them in the area and the timestamp. I believe we can look the GPS timestamps.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is a really cool idea that you've come up with here. And
I think so. We together.
I hope that we can, teamwork makes the dream work. I'm hoping that we can definitely provide you with some data to do some really cool stuff. So
this is awesome. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach Mr. Bauman, and then I can answer your questions. Maybe we'll do another video answering questions or something. So just let us know.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. So on that note, I'm going to hit stop recording here in just a second. But again, like Marile said, any questions, email me, and I'll put my email down below so everybody can find it on our Google Classroom. And get outside, stay safe, stay healthy, take those measurements. And there's this hashtag this guy from Michigan uses. Do you know what that one is?
Getting science done.
There you go. That's it right there. So keep getting science done, everybody. So on that note, I'm going to hit stop recording right now and get to work, everybody.
Bye, guys.